Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to show you how I process my dirty paint water from my acrylic painting. And these are some of the materials that I use, and if you'd like to follow this process, I think you'll be very pleased with the result. Anyway, what I do is when I paint, I pour my dirty water into a big bucket. I think it's one of those 5-gallon buckets, and I get it up to about that level, maybe a little higher than that. And then you will need some hydrated lime and some aluminum sulfate. These are garden fertilizers, and you'll find them in garden centers or some of the big box hardware stores. Alrighty, and then I have these two old jugs, and you can use anything large that has a wide mouth there, and you'll need two funnels, big funnels, and coffee filters, and these are doubled. There's two coffee filters in each that I put together into each funnel. All right, and you will also need a paint stirring stick, and I always have these around. These are just yogurt containers. They're great for bailing water out of the big bucket and into the coffee filter. So this is what I do. Oh, you'll also need some tablespoons. So I take a nice generous tablespoon of the aluminum sulfate, and I sprinkle it into my dirty water, and then I take a tablespoon of the hydrated lime, another generous tablespoon, and I sprinkle that into my dirty water. Okay. I try to do this without dropping my phone in here. All right, so now just stir. Stir so that everything gets dissolved. You can let it sit for a few minutes if you want, and let the two products kind of dissolve before you stir. But as you start, you're going to start noticing that there's some kind of coagulation going on. This is magic, where the particles kind of start getting like sediment. They coagulate together, and they begin to settle to the bottom. Now, this takes a few minutes or a few hours, actually. But eventually, all the particles settle to the bottom, and you'll have all just clear water at the very top. I'm going to see if I can show that. You can see little particles starting to settle out. Now, in a short time, they will settle to the bottom. And what I do next is I very carefully, when the water is all cleared up, I start bailing out the clean water first, and I pour it into my filter. And at first it'll be all clear, and it'll soak through that filter immediately. And I keep doing that till I get to the sludge at the bottom. And I keep bailing out the bucket and pouring the material into my collection funnel here. And it will be like a paste, depending on the colors you used. If you had a lot of browns, it'll be muddy. I have green mud here. But the coffee filter will filter everything out, and you will end up with a container full of clear water. Now, you can either dump that down the sink, or do as I do, and I just go outside here, outside my studio, and I water some plants that are out there, see? And I've been doing this for several years, so they haven't died. They seem to be doing well. So that's my process. If you have any questions, feel free to make some comments. And I hope this helps. It's not a good idea to pour this stuff down the drain. We have a septic system, and that was the reason that I tried to find a better way of discarding of the wastewater. So thank you for watching. Bye-bye.